To have a longer transition, we're going to do a very quick example. What we'd like to do is transition the Road 1 2.5 meter wide footpath template from chainage 125 all the way up to chainage 140 over one single transition. To do this, we need 3 separate template entries. So we're going to do each one of these in sequence to show you how it's done. The first template entry we already have is set up correctly. So we've said between the very start chainage and chainage 125 we would like to keep the 2.5 meter wide footpath template. The second entry will need an edit, so let's go ahead and select that. We're going to put in between chainage 125 and chainage 140, which is just down here, we would like to transition to the Road 1 template. So it's always picking the template you're transitioning to. The most important part of this is the option underneath called Merge. This is asking you whether or not this portion of your design is a transition. So it's a question, is this a transition? In the pull down you can say yes. If we don't select anything in that pull down, the assumption is that it's always no. So in this case we're going to pick yes, and then we're going to click on Add Update and AutoModel down the bottom. Now if you look closely you'll see that at chainage 125 all the way to 140 we have our footpath transitioning from 2.5 down to 1.5. The only part that we now need to resolve is having the template continue all the way from 140. So we're going to just add one final piece of template. We're going to go down to the Add Entry button. We're going to say from chainage 140 to the end, so we're going to put in a very large value, use the Road 1 template, and we'll leave everything else as blank. We're going to click on Add Update and then AutoModel. You can see now if we zoom out that that template has been applied all the way through. Whenever you're using templates and you want to transition from one to the other over a long chainage range, you can still use this process even if there is a very, very small transition, such as 1 or 2 meters, as long as you have sample lines in the location of where you want to transition. One thing we haven't done throughout this part of the module is really review how the model is looking. So we're going to close down the design data form by clicking on the cross on the top right hand corner. We're going to go up to the Select panel and click on the Model Viewer button. Once Model Viewer is open, feel free to go and have a zoom to the area where we've been making the change to see the results of the design change.